So I'm like, y'all know y'all be FIFA stuff. So I'm already finding it fishy. So when I sent him the address to a park that's near my house. So the sister ends up calling me. She was like, "We're on our way." I was like, "Well, I sent the address to the park by my house because my house is a mess. I don't want company or whatever." So when we meet up at the park. The kids are playing or whatever, and now his little sister is telling me all the drama that he's going with Charity, which I already knew. How they were always constantly arguing. He done got kicked out like 2 or 3 times by this point, and they're always going back and forth because he still hasn't changed his ways, and how she can't stand Cece. How when Cece and her brother was staying with her, um she was real selfish. She just running down, I guess, their whole family business that's going on. So we're not even there for that long or whatever, and she just talking and talking, talking, and then her mom ends up calling her. I guess she didn't know how loud her volume was on her phone, because once again I heard everything her mom was saying. Her mom is literally going off on her. What is taking y'all so long? Why are you not back yet? What's going on? Don't be leaving that girl at that girl's house like that. She don't like her. She don't like her. I don't need nothing happening to my grandbaby. She said her granddaughter's name, which is the oldest granddaughter. She was like, don't be leaving her over there. She don't like her either. And I'm listening. She's like, bring your asses back here. Y'all was just supposed to see where she stay and come back. I don't know what's taking y'all so long. And she's like, yeah, mama, we're coming, we coming. So she was like, oh, well, she's like, how my mom is. Because at this point, she done went to like 3-4 jobs. And it was funny to me how they would sit and talk about the stepdad, how he could never keep a job. But the little sister was just the same way. She couldn't keep an apartment, nor could she keep a job. So she's like, oh, how my mama is. I'm like, yeah, I know. So that's when it all clicked to me. Because mind you, you can always tell when a child is always constantly around adults all the time, because they're more into grown-ups business than children. My children, they have a real delay in social skills, because I've always kept them in the house. Like I said, I didn't want my kids becoming a statistic. And then because of so many stories I've heard of other children that's in different environments, will teach your kids stuff that they're not used to. So I always was a believer of that, because because when me and the second person I had children with was on good terms, I remember him telling me that his oldest daughter, because mind you, Shay number one and her sister stayed together at one point in time or whatever. And mind you, Shay's number one sister had a son. They ended up catching his oldest daughter with Shay's number one sister's son in a closet playing house. When he told me that, I was like, as grown-ups now, we all know what house is. Like, we all know what house is. And this is why I don't allow my children to play with other children or be around people or other kids that I'm not familiar with. Because when he told me that, I was like, how do they know? Because I believe she was like 5 or 6 at that time. How do they know how to play house already? Not really. That spooked me. And being that his mom always would take her and she would always be the only child around them. I already know you talk shit about me in front of all his other baby mamas. I already know you talk about everybody else, all his baby mamas or whatever girl he's seeing. You talk shit about them in front of whoever of the baby mamas you don't like, you're talking shit about the rest of them. So I know for a simple fact, you're talking shit about me in front of this little girl. Because why are you saying that she doesn't like me when I've done nothing to her? Once again, she's a child. A lot of the stuff that she was in the room to witness, by this age, she probably wouldn't have remembered. It was her dad that was doing things to me. What was I doing to her to make her not like me? Hey, you're a child. So it made sense why every single time when she would see me, she didn't want to say hi to me. So then I think they ended up getting the oldest daughter a phone because, like I said, like when they see my children, when people see my children have certain things or whatever, they try to, I guess, surpass my children, not knowing the reason why I do the things that I do is not to make it seem like my kids are better than anybody's children. It's not that. Like, I did them certain things. Like I said, I bought stuff for my kids to, like, tell them I love them or to say that I'm sorry. And then I even got my second oldest a phone so she can stay in contact with that side of the family. So when the oldest, I don't know who got the oldest daughter the phone, probably her mama or the grandma or the sister, because I know it was not him, because I had to get a phone for him to stay in contact with his children. So I already know he didn't get her the phone. So she ends up calling my oldest daughter's my daughter's older sister. End up calling my my daughter. Mind you, my daughter has it on speaker. So she comes into the living room where I'm at. She was like, so how you doing? How's everybody doing? And, her sister already got this attitude like, like my daughter's bothering her. So then she says to my daughter, no, my daughter was like, where are you? All of a sudden, she goes off on my daughter. Oh, why are you asking me where I'm at? That's none of your business. I don't want you telling your mama where I stay. I said, whoa. And then I hear Shay number 1 in the background was like, who you talking to like that? And she was like, she says my daughter's name. And then Shay number 1 was like, why are you talking to her like that? All she's asking you is where you at. You don't have to talk to her like that. And then she was like, oh, I'm home. I said my daughter's name. I said, cut that conversation short. Say goodbye.